All right, guys, this is Persiflage here, and welcome to the first EHP Podcast. I'm Persiflage. I'm a co-leader of EHP, and I'm ranked 56 and 81 in Magic.
God damn it. I'm Marco, or MHHI, free-to-play skiller.
I'm Desper, free-to-play skiller, and I like smithing.
I'm Derek. My in-game name is Dirk. Basically it.
All right, in these podcasts, we're going to be discussing various topics relating to RuneScape, specifically questions about the free-to-play portion of the game. And to start off, what skill are you guys currently training, and what is your goal for that skill?
I'm mining right now. I'm going for 99.
Currently I'm going for 200 mil smithing, and I'm about 40 mil off.
Lucky. I'm going for 200 mil smithing also, and I am 96 mil off, sadly.
I'm also a sad smither, and I'm going for as much smithing experience as I can before the mining and smithing rework comes out. And I'm currently at 55 million smithing experience.
Jesus.
I'm catching up.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
All right, so just to get a little bit more knowledge about us, can you say why do you play as a free-to-play account? Or why do you play a skiller for you three, since you guys actually play skillers? And why do you play efficiently on those accounts?
Alright, why do I play free-to-play? I play free-to-play because of this guy called I Love Mog Time. He was a free-to-play main. Derek, do you know him?
Yeah, Nate.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
No,
Something like that. Whatever. He made videos, and I thought it was
Yeah.
cool. And I like how the community was a little bit smaller and people would actually know you, unlike pay-to-play. Why do I play as a skiller? Because I hate combat, and I play efficiently because that's entertaining to me, and I would like to get as much done as I can in the time that I'm playing.
nice.
Yeah, for me, I guess the main reason I wanted to play free-to-play was to be more of a skiller that played efficiently, and I started my account under the name Drowns Jr., so I guess the reason I started free-to-play was to be Drowns, but in free-to-play, if that makes any sense. Because if I was pay-to-play, then it'd just be awkward.
Basically for this question, I was inspired by Derek,
Aw.
which is the person in the Skype call. And yeah, I've been basically playing ever since.
Cute.
And playing efficiently, it's basically what Marco said. It's more entertaining and it saves a lot of time. And yeah.
I play free-to-play basically because of the community. I've kind of been playing for a while now, and I've gotten close to a lot of people, so kind of like how it's more of a smaller community, so you can get, like, I don't know, you get to know people a lot better.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm. I play as a skiller just because I like it, enjoy doing skills more. Don't really like killing things that much, besides in Dunge. I play efficiently because I guess if I'm spending so much time in the game, I want to get as much done as I can. I don't want to waste anything. So yeah, and I enjoy going for like high scores, like competing with other people.
Mm-hmm. All right, this next one sort of leads off of what Desper was saying. So who's your biggest influence in the free-to-play community? Like, who made you want to play free-to-play in addition to those reasons you guys just talked about?
So basically who like showed me or wanted me to play free-to-play knows, and then 3 other people that I'm like influenced by and like etc. is Verk, Fulminator, and Click by Click.
Oh, really? Click?
Just like
Huh.
yeah, like those players like always like motivate me like to play as best as I can, and
Cool.
yeah.
For me, it's probably, you guys are gonna laugh because of the questions after this, but probably water. Because Because he was a dude that was just efficient way more than everyone else, or I don't know, way before everyone else, and he kind of like put a light on free to play, and yeah, that's about it. And I guess Sarah's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd have to agree. I'd say seeing Waters' videos back in the day was really inspirational, I guess. Just to sort of see this guy who was so high up there and in a free-to-play game, that was really cool. But also Fluminator, or Fluminator, I don't know how you say it. He's such a good skiller, and I'm glad he's back. He came back just a few days ago.
Yeah,
So
I noticed.
Psyched to see him get 200 mil fishing and 200 mil magic soon.
Surprised they kept his mod.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
true.
true.
Wow, I didn't realize that.
I didn't think about that either.
Anyways, yeah. I started free to play basically because I was watching Waters' videos and I thought they were really inspiring to like max as a skiller, just do things efficiently. Right now, my biggest influence is probably just like the people who constantly get like 3 mil a day, like Manir Knob and like Verkiden and people like that. Just skill a lot.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. Like, the people who are doing really crazy stuff in free-to-play right now is also sort of a good motivation for me to keep going.
Yeah,
It's like,
exactly.
if they're doing it, I want to get to that level. It's pretty cool. So this one deals with more microtransactions, and that is, what is your opinion on treasure hunter outfits influencing major training methods, and how do you feel about them being unobtainable after the promotion? Now, a side note on this is that apparently the Golem mining outfit and the Ethereal runecrafting outfit are going to be put into the Thaler shop.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I saw that too.
Starting like December 1st or something. So I guess they will sort of be obtainable after the promotion, but it's going to take like 80 hours for each set.
God damn, that's a
I
lot.
don't really know much about those suits. I thought the golem was just for like finding gems. Like, do you get more experience or what? Like,
The Golem suit is, what, I think 7% if you have all of the pieces, 7% chance to mine the rock.
okay, so it doesn't really matter for iron, because...
Yeah.
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
Basically right now it's useless in free-to-play, but, you know, mining rework coming up, that could change.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
the runecrafting one is beneficial, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think runecrafting is 7% more experience per essence, or chance, or something like that.
Yeah, and then you can get a double. It's kind of like the fishing one.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like something with the platforms, like you could move around the platforms
Oh,
more.
right, with no
So I guess that's more beneficial in pay-to-play.
Yeah,
Okay.
one of the main things of that suit, though, Derek, if you didn't know, is that you can do 5 yellow wizard teleports each day,
Oh, I didn't know
want to
that.
say. But it doesn't work in free-to-play, so that's
Okay.
it's not really beneficial.
I think pay-to-play already has a bunch of overpowered stuff. I don't really mind that much. But for the one that really matters for us is the fishing one, right? Because it's basically crazy. I think they should bring it back at least, maybe like every year, just so other people have a chance to get it if they want it. Because it is pretty unfair for people who missed it.
Right.
The outfits.
Yeah, the outfits.
I thought someone
So
said-
in my opinion, they do ruin the skills, but the time if you have a mindset of going for 200 mil in all skills, it does make it faster. It shortens the time. So the time it takes to get 200 mil in all, if you're a skiller or a combat person, it does shorten the time, but like, I guess, but not that much.
Mm-hmm.
And if they did bring it back, they would profit from Treasure Hunter, of course. So yeah, that's also good.
Well, the only suit I have is the fishing one, and I have the Fury one, so I have the max XP and then the chance of a double fish. Basically, I worked it out. Bond was doing all the math for it, Bond Forever, and he said it saved X amount of hours. I kind of forget by now. But in my head, I prioritize saving hours rather than my money, because I'd rather just make more money while I'm doing other skills than save hours in the long run, I guess. So that's why I spent forget, maybe around 100 mil, 100 plus mil on the on the outfit.
I think it's worth it. Like, I agree.
Yeah, I
Something
think
worth it.
the hours saved is way worth it. But
Yeah.
it being unobtainable, I don't really care. If you want to spend money to get it, you can. If you don't, it's totally up to you. It's your money.
Right. Yeah, I'm okay with it influencing methods. I mean, I think it's going to happen anyways with the way Jagex is going with this microtransaction system, but it being unobtainable after the promotion is a pretty big problem. And like, if you're a skiller and you want to start playing, free-to-play afterwards, and say you want to go for tunjamal fishing, like, you're at a huge disadvantage. Well, I mean, not that much in terms of XP, but in terms of AFKing and being able to relax, I guess.
Yeah,
It just seems sort of unfair that you're not able to have that.
Yeah. On a side note, I guess if they do release it every year, I don't know, like, you can work on other skills while doing that. If you expect they're going to come out again, you can just work on something else instead of fishing.
Right.
And wait till it comes out again. But I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell if they'll do that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that'd be great if they re-released it every year. That'd be really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so next question. What is your opinion on using alts to benefit your main? And how do you feel about using pay-to-play alts to benefit your free-to-play account? Do you think that sort of damages your free-to-play credibility or ruins the free-to-play feel? For me, I think alts are fine. I'm really glad they changed the rule. It must have been over a year ago now. Yeah, I like it a lot. I enjoy playing 2 accounts or more accounts at once since, playing one single account is sort of boring, especially if you're doing a really repetitive skill. And I don't really care if you use a pay-to-play alt. That's fine.
Personally, I use a couple of alts daily. I think it's more entertainment for me, and to see, like, I think there's a question later, but I don't know. I just think it's entertainment, and I think since you're doing something to make money, then it doesn't really matter. But if you're doing something like staking on, let's say, 07, you stake, start with 10 mil, and you make it up to 2 bill, and then swap it over, and then you'll have 9 bill RS3, I don't think that would be credible at all.
Yeah, I hate everyone who does that.
Yeah, but if you do something like RuneCraft or kill wyverns or just anything really, and then swap it over, then I don't really care. And maintain the free-to-play feel, it's kind of what you prefer. If that's what you want to do, you can do it. If that's not what you want to do, then don't do it. It's not really a big deal.
So I don't know why they didn't update the rule like a while ago. Like, I know it was like a year ago, but they should have done it earlier. They would have gained more money, and in my opinion, it's like personal preference. If you like playing on more accounts for more enjoyment or for more GP, it's your preference. Am I against? Is it against like the free-to-play feel? I don't like. I know. Alts were like a bad thing back in the free-to-play era. Like, you were frowned upon using alts.
Oh yeah, right.
Nowadays, I guess people accept you more if you play with alts. I don't know. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
The main reason you play on alts is to get more money, basically, unless you're just doing it for fun. But it's kind of like the same reason they haven't changed prayer flicking. It just takes more time and it takes more concentration to play on alts. So I have no problem with it really. And I don't think it really ruins the free-to-play feel. Your account you're playing on is still free to play.
Exactly. I wish someone had a different opinion than us and was on this podcast. I'm just interested to know what they think about it and why they think that.
Yeah. One of the interesting aspects of alts, I think that you mentioned, Derek, is that it doesn't take any more time to play more than one account, like up to an extent, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can do them simultaneously, which is, I think, sort of why people could be against it. Because it's like, oh, you're not actually spending the amount of time to train 2 accounts. You're just doing it in the same amount of time at the same time, if that
True.
makes sense.
It just depends on your goals, I guess, maybe.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's harder to play on ults, so I think it should be allowed.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think people don't like doing it because maybe they're too laggy. Their computer's not good enough to multi-log.
Oh, true, yeah.
But people who I don't know, they shouldn't be against it just because of that.
I agree.
All right. This is a personal question, I guess, and that is, do you have any competitions at the moment? You competing against anyone for XP goals? And do you enjoy competition? Are you racing for ranks or something like that, etc.?
I do have competition at the moment. It is... I don't actually know the person's name. I think it's Corleone B or something.
Corleone B.
Corleone B.
Oh, God, I can't believe you came up on this podcast.
Yes. Okay, so this person, never talked to this person in my life. I've only seen him or her at Forges a couple times. And she or he is the last rank on the free-to-play high scores for top page. And I may have passed the person already, but anyway. Yeah. That person, also Desper and Percy, always competing with them, especially Percy because he's randomly got to 50 mil smithing. I feel like in 2 weeks he did it. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what he's smithing, but it's not cool. I don't appreciate it.
I smuggled visages into free-to-play.
Yeah, seriously, but I do enjoy it. Actually, sometimes I enjoy it. Other times I just get stressed out and feel bad about myself, but for the most part, I do enjoy it.
Cool.
I guess competition before Marco quit RS3 was basically him because we had similar stats and goals.
Yes. That was a very fun time.
Yeah. But now I don't really have competition. I mean, I guess
You're the best, so yeah.
I guess the 2 smithers that are close to me, Juni or Junitas and Make, which are going for 200 mil smithing like me. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
I don't have specific competition, basically just with people competing with the high scores, like the dailies and stuff. I just enjoy seeing how close I can get to the top, or if I can get to the top, and yeah. I think a lot of people go for high scores on the page just because they want some recognition. I think that's really enjoyable. Like, you work hard for a skill or a record and you're recognized for it. I think that's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But well, I don't really have any specific competition besides that.
How about for DG?
Oh yeah,
He's the
dungeoneering.
He has
For
zero competition.
For dungeoneering, yeah. There's a few other people that we compete with for Rex. There's Redefinition and 361937. We're
Hey.
basically
Numbers.
numbers guy. We basically compete between the 3 of us to see who can get the fastest. But
Right.
it's not too competitive. It's friendly. And yeah.
Right. Yeah, for me, nothing big right now. Just trying to pass Marco in smithing if I can.
Oh, please. Please.
I'd like to get a top page rank. I think we've talked about this before. A top page rank in at least one skill, but I don't really have any plans for anything right now since I'm just trying to play as efficiently as possible. So I guess I'm not really competing with anyone.
Yeah, it's cool.
All right. Yeah, so speaking of smithing, what do you guys think of the mining and smithing rework? What are your hopes and dreams, and why has it made so many of us become sad smithers?
So there's a lot of controversy about if smithing is gonna be ruined or if it's gonna stay the same. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be worse than its current state right now. In terms of mining, my hopes is that the mining XP is a little bit better because right now it's pretty shit. 55k XP an hour. And I hope it's like I guess a little less click intensive. I'm not sure. I don't know.
Come on. I'm excited for it. I think I actually convinced. I may just be blowing my own shit, but I think I convinced Percy and Desper to start smithing because we were talking about it in Skype a while ago, and you have to think about it. Like at least smithing can't get much better than it is right now.
Right.
So that's kind of how I'm thinking about it. And with mining, it can't. I don't see it becoming much worse than it is, especially because it's RS3, and just how I don't know. I just have a feeling that smithing is going to be lowered, either profit-wise or XP-wise, and then and then mining is going to increase XP per hour.
I hope it doesn't
Right.
go up too much, cause
Yeah, but whatever. I'm having fun smithing, even if it does. I don't mind.
Yeah, I'd agree. Like the current RuneScape trend is every week, there's an update that makes a skill more AFK and more XP per hour, and I don't see this rework being any different. But the fact is that the smithing method right now in free-to-play is really unbalanced. Like, you have to get 99 for the best XP rate, and then once you're there, 323k XP per hour, profit, etc., etc.
Yeah.
It's so good as it is right now. I don't think it's going to get better. Once a rune is brought back down to a tier 50 smithing item, which I think they're going to do. I haven't really looked into the update too much.
It makes sense.
Yeah, I don't think the experience is going to be better. Sorry, go ahead.
I think they'll keep the experience the same, but I don't know.
Who knows? It's Jagex.
Yeah.
honestly, I feel like they should have updated it way before, cause they're kind of late.
Yeah, I feel like it's been overlooked.
Right.
I feel like everyone's kind of like thinking about it now, like, oh shit, why haven't they updated this? Like, it makes complete sense that Rune should be at 50 or whatever they're saying.
Rune 2H was like the primary method most of the top page smithers did, right? Like Fumin did. I think he did it.
And 3-bar items. Just
Right.
exactly what we're doing now, but just years later. So
yeah,
it's
hasn't
just been
changed all that
overlooked.
time. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I think most of us are sad because the prices will probably drop a lot because everyone's going to be mining more. Everyone's going to be spending more rune. So probably everything's going to crash. But I think eventually it'll even out again. So it won't be really much different than how it is now. I don't know.
Mhm.
But my hopes is they don't make mining AFKable.
Yeah, I agree.
Like they did with the rune span. I think that just ruins the skill. Everyone will be pissed, and I don't know. Then all my mining right now is going to be useless
Right.
for nothing.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think they need to keep mining, or at least in free to play, a pretty difficult skill. Like I certainly wouldn't want 100k XP per hour.
That's an appetizer, too.
Yeah. Go get him. Anyway,
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
It's all
it's
right.
all good. Go get your apps, man.
The appetizers.
No, please.
All right, moving on. Do you guys play old school RuneScape? Why or why not? And do you have anything to say about the current old school community and old school players?
All right. Yes, I do play old school. I have a max melee main. I have like 1900 total, like 15 mil RC XP, and I have an old school Iron Man. And I really like old school because the skilling is a lot different. I feel like it takes more skill, and it's not as AFK. I don't like AFKing really. It doesn't make me feel like I'm really accomplishing anything. Like earlier, I got 120 smithing. I kind of just looked at it, did like a little grin, and then kind of like kept smiling, or not kept smiling, like just kept playing old school actually, or just kept smithing. So, but I really like old school. Rune crafting is definitely my favorite. And I think I love the 07 community, especially the high level community, because there's so much drama and everyone just talks so much shit. I love it, and I made a Twitter just to follow them. It's very entertaining for me. But yeah,
Cool. I don't play it. When it first came out, I made like a couple of accounts and tried it, but I don't know. Sorry, I lost my train of thought.
Why not?
I kind of like ELC, how you can kind of like resize your screen and shit, and make everything like how you want it, and so you can like multi more, or play out different ults, or like watch videos.
Yes.
But I do enjoy watching Oldschool RuneScape, especially the streams.
Right.
It's a lot more entertaining, I think, because it's a lot more simple. You're used to it more, I guess. Yeah.
No, I currently do not play Old School. I did for a while.
I bullied him into doing it.
It's alright. I do plan on playing again after 200 mil smithing with the mindset of maxing, but we'll see how that goes.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Yeah, I've never played it seriously. Marco got me to start a runecrafting alt, and that died after something like 45 smithing, or agility, sorry.
Basically, he scammed my 2 mil
Yeah,
and
he gave me 2
never
minutes
made
set
a
off.
regression alt.
Rick.
I basically bully everyone around me into at least trying 07 because, I don't know, can't go wrong. Sorry, anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, so I tried that, and then that account became a cannonball alt, and then that failed as well.
You
Yeah,
guys
I'm going
suck.
back to it, don't worry.
I'll believe it
Listen.
when I see it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm really impressed by the high level efficiency community. Just that it's pretty big. Like, I never really expected that to be such a dominant force.
Yeah.
7. You had Jabrim going for fast max, and Foot was rank 1 for a while when he was playing.
Mm-hmm.
Right there at the beginning. I think that's pretty cool. That's nice to see.
It's very cool.
I
Get to
think
my
people-
question.
I think people like when they see Zazima, they wish they were like playing back then, so they could be like him and play a lot and be famous.
Mm-hmm.
So when the Old School came out, they kind of got an opportunity to do that again. So
Right.
they all grinded and wanted to be
Start
efficient
over.
and stuff. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, when I did Tutorial Island, when I started 07, to be honest with you, I did tear up. And especially when I went to Varrock and heard the music. Because it's like, when I think about it, I started playing this game when I was, maybe like 12, and I'm going to be 20. So, like, and then hearing the music just brought me back. And I
Yeah.
don't know. It's just the music mostly. I like it. I don't know.
Yeah, I'd agree. Tutorial Island. That was
That
a
got
trip.
me. I almost started bawling. I felt like such a nerd.
Alright.
Yeah, all right. So, bringing it back to RS3, what do you think about the recent bot busts? And do you think the people in question should be banned? Why or why not? For those of you that don't know, recently DaveChamp17, a supposedly free-to-play account, was banned for botting. It turns out he's not actually a free-to-play account. He has 13 fletching, I think.
Yes.
But he was found botting, so he was removed from the high scores and is no longer considered a pure free-to-play account. And the other one in question is Water's superheating account, Belgium, who was superheating at a bank and didn't respond to trade requests or chat or anything like that. So, go.
Alright. In general, people who bot, I just don't see why they do it. Obviously, it's to save time, but like if you're gonna play a game, like why not play it? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Specifically, Dave Champ, it was obviously his botting because he was like placing down forges, and then when someone else placed a forge, his bot kind of crashed and did nothing for 5 minutes.
Right.
So yeah, but with Water, I don't really believe he was. It's kind of hard to tell. When I'm super hitting, like, I usually just like make my screen as small as possible and put it in the corner and just like do something else, so I don't like pay attention to it. So he might have had his chat closed or something. He didn't see the trades. and he just doesn't want to be distracted. That's just my thoughts, but yeah.
Right. I'd have to agree with the Belgium thing. I think there is a possibility that he was not botting, just because you can close your chats, you can make your windows be small, and you can have an interface that practically doesn't show anything but your inventory, so you can superheat and the bank. But for Dave, undoubtedly botting, just because you could manipulate his actions in a certain way. I mean, that's pretty telltale. You can, guess what the program's going to be doing at a certain time and then manipulate it. And that was pretty obvious in the video proof. Yeah. So I'd say Dave's ban was definitely justified, and I'm much, much less confident about water.
But just so people know, Dave was not banned from the game. He was just banned from the free-to-play high school. Right. Yeah.
But water was banned, right?
No.
No? Okay. I heard somewhere that it was.
Pretty much what
Sorry, go on.
Derek and Percy were saying. Nothing much else to say. There's not that much proof on water and him superheating.
Okay, here we go. Dave, I believe absolutely he was botting. But with water, here's why I believe that he was botting. And I understand that you can close your windows, make everything really small. And I do that on a couple of my alts. So obviously I can understand that point of the argument. But what I don't understand is if you see people around you. He was at Varrock Small Bank. I think that's East. Whichever one it is. East, yeah, whatever. He was there, and then two people randomly show up and start trading you out of nowhere. I feel like at least you would say hi or look at your screen and then, miss a tick. He did not miss anything. And I think that people don't believe that he was botting just because of the person that he is or was.
Right, his reputation.
So, of course, yeah. I don't know how I can compare it, but if someone I looked up to was botting, let's say Sarah. Okay, not Sarah. Let's say let's say Desper. Let's say Desper, whatever. If Desper was botting, if I found him botting smithing, of course I wouldn't want to believe it, but if what I think are facts are there, then that would do it for me. So in short, I think water is botting. I think Dave is botting, and they should, at least Dave should be banned from the game completely because that was extremely obvious. But I don't know.
Yeah, but
the water one is a good argument.
You bring up a good point. The location he was in,
it's just kind of sketchy. Who goes to Varrock East Bank at 2015?
That is true.
It's true, and when you see people surrounding you, sometimes I get extremely antisocial, turn off my public, and go to a random bank. I'm sure everyone has done that. Mm-hmm. But if you see people walk up to you, you at least right-click them and miss a tick and just, say hi.
Examine them.
Exactly. So I think he was definitely botting as well.
Another argument in support of what you're just saying is the fact that the account he was superheating on was 200 mil magic and 200 mil smithing experience.
Yeah.
And in addition, when I talked to him earlier, he said that he didn't superheat for money. And this doesn't really make sense. He said he superheats for fun, not money. And considering he just did 200 mil Slayer on his main, why would he need money?
Yeah.
But
if it's for fun, then I can understand. But I don't see it. I don't believe it. I think he botted. But
I wonder how many...
Yeah,
it is what it is. The RS3 bot detection blows, so you can't really look up to Jagex to ban any bots.
I wonder how many 200
200
mils he has to do on his main account that needs GP. Because, yeah.
True. Yeah, because, that's the only reason he'd be playing that account. It's not... fun, yeah, but he has another superheater that he could be playing on. XP is fun.
Even if it was fun, after you got turned a mill, you'd make a new account.
Right.
Exactly. And he did make a new account. It's called Belgium 2. Or Belgium II, whatever. I think. But I'm looking at his account right now. He does need a lot of money, but still, you're not making good money free to play smithing rune bars.
Yeah, seriously. What's up
You
with
could be
that?
doing much better things. You could be playing 07 and swapping it over like I do and I make people do. But, yeah.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Let's move on.
Okay.
All right, so continuing with player talk, what do you think about players that are not necessarily pure free-to-play? An example of this is Apazos. I have no idea how you say that. Apazos.
I think that's right, yeah.
And should they be included on the high scores? For reference, Apazos got a with a bond to remove his 25k trade limit. I don't think he logged in during that time, or he may have logged in, but not to a pay-to-play world.
He did. He got the cape and
Yeah.
tweeted a
Can't
picture
you do
of
that
him
on
with
the
the cape
beta?
on.
What?
Yeah.
126?
Yeah. Yeah, you can.
Gosh, what a waste.
But,
Anyways, what do you think about these players? Should they be included as free-to-play players or not?
there's no numbers for this one, but I'll go first. For Appa, he's not really competitive. He kind of just does what he wants, and he's a very nice guy. But I don't think he should be considered pure free-to-play. I do think the
Yes.
25k
Yes.
trade limit is bullshit. And for me personally, I think if you did get a bond, you got pay-to-play, and you didn't, and you have proof of not logging into a free-to-play world at all, or just not logging in for 14 days, then I really don't have a problem with it. But then it goes both ways. I just feel bad for the people with the 25k limit like Desper, because it's just such bullshit. It doesn't have to be there. I don't know.
Yeah, I'd agree. I'd say that if I was ever going to make a new free-to-play account, I'd probably just get a bond, ticket members, not log in for those 14 days, take screenshots, proof, whatever, and then just continue playing as a free-to-play, just because that limit is absolutely ridiculous.
Also, I think it's pretty embarrassing that no one knew Dave Champ had 13 fletching. all
Yeah,
these years.
seriously.
Like, no one knew. And now Percy and I both have screenshots, but
That's
like
funny.
we were saying in the earlier question that he was banned from the free-to-play high scores when he's not even pure free-to-play.
Right.
So he shouldn't have even been on there in the first place.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Okay.
like you said, I don't think Appa's gonna care. He's not really a competitive person, and honestly, the free-to-play high scores aren't a terribly big deal in this community. And so I don't think it's too big of a deal. I still consider him to be a free-to-play account.
Okay, well, if you actually did buy the cape, like in members, I think he should be considered pay to play. I think if you have proof you didn't log on for the 14 days, it's fine. I don't really care. It's up to you how you feel about it, I guess. But, I
Yeah,
think
but he
if you-
did tweet a picture of him in the cape.
Yeah, exactly.
That's just dumb.
But, like I consider you free to play, but I don't know if you should be considered on the high scores, just because, I don't know, they're not too serious, but they should be taken seriously.
Yeah,
I think.
exactly.
Right.
And I don't think someone should get, like, special treatment just because they're, like, famous or, like, I don't know, they're friends with the person who runs their high scores. They shouldn't be added on the high scores just because of that.
Right.
If they've been members.
So
But yeah.
pretty much, yeah, no. If you had a bond and you redeemed it, got membership, even if you had proof that like you didn't log in into a pay to play world, you were still not free to play. Yeah.
Right.
So if you did that to your account,
Yeah.
you
Even
get
if I
25k
didn't log
limit
in
off,
one
you would
time
consider
on a
yourself
pay to
pay
play
to play.
world,
Huh.
still.
There's this one time a guy named Justin, he got accused for botting and he got resetted, but then Jagex fixed it and gave him 14 days of membership.
Nice. Thanks, Jagex.
Yeah.
But
I
he
think
didn't
in
log
that
on.
case, yeah.
Yeah, I
The
think
14 think about that.
in a special.
Yeah, but then
Yeah,
people
such a
could be
special
like,
situation,
oh,
I
Jagex
think it'd
gave
be
me
okay.
membership, I didn't buy a bond. And when they actually did buy a bond, like, where do you draw the line?
Yeah, exactly.
It's interesting coming from you, too, because I thought you, of all people, would think that it wouldn't be pay to play. So I think that's interesting.
Anyways, do you plan on setting any experience records? If so, what skill, when, what methods, etc.? For me, I have sort of a personal goal that I'd like to hold 5 simultaneous experience records. Right now, I think I've only got magic and fire making since Dave was botting, and he had those records, and then he was botting, so he was removed, so I get them back, so that's cool.
Nice.
But otherwise, I think I'd really like to do a prayer record, and also a smithing record if I had the cash.
Cool. I do plan on setting XP records. I don't want to say what my master plan is, but my record, I'm going to try and make it unbeatable for at least a couple of years, I think, because it's, I think it's going to be a pretty big deal. I'm really excited to do it, and I talked to Desper and Percy, and they said they will do a record with me, or at least try, because I'm going to need some people to talk to for 30 hours sitting in front of my computer. So we're going to keep each other motivated. I'm actually very excited for it, because I think it'll be a good time.
It's fun. Have you ever done a 30-hour, Marco?
Yes, but it was not getting XP. I actually made a pure, and I don't know what happened. Just something in my head just triggered, and I did all the quests I needed. My 1 defense pure, I did all the quests. I did DT, Monkey Madness, everything,
Planet?
all in like 30 plus hours. So I know I can stay. No, I didn't. I kind of just, I was like, oh, hey.
Yeah, if you plan it, I feel like
because I was having a lot of fun.
You'll be like
So,
more efficient in your time.
Yeah, I'm especially excited to do it with Percy and Desper because it'll be fun, entertaining.
Yeah.
Personally, yes, I do want to set some records for skills, but I'm not sure which ones. Definitely not smithing because, I don't know, not enough cash. Yeah.
Cool. Personally, I don't think I'm really going to go for any like daily, like 30-hour records. I think it's just too much time. It's unhealthy.
All right, thank you.
But I think, personally, I'm trying to get like 100 mil dungeon experience. I mean, 1 bill dungeon experience in free to play. So I guess that'll be like the most dungeon experience on free to play accounts.
Yeah, that's gonna be sweet.
I think I might already have
Yeah,
most
for
dungeon
sure.
experience on free to play accounts combined, but
Yeah.
but I'm gonna try to go for 1 bill at least.
Plus, if the
Should
free-to-play
be fun.
website or high scores was like fixed, because I know it's not like accurate, I feel like I'd be more motivated to do records.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes,
Right.
so I've
I have
heard.
ideas.
Yes.
I have an idea.
Percy the God.
Yeah, I should also mention that another one I really wanted to do was fastest max
Oh yeah.
in free to play.
Okay.
Derek and I talked about this. Just spend all your money. I think it costs like 750 mil. Do all the most efficient methods, and then at the end of it, when you've got 99 all, or I don't know if 120 DG would be included or not, get pay to play and see your
Yeah.
time played. I think that would be really fun.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
I think, yeah, I don't know if you know, like, the fastest person who's maxed so far, but I'm gonna see how fast I can do it.
Yeah.
My goal is 8 months,
That'd be
which is
really-
probably not the fastest you can do it, but I think 8 months is a pretty short time.
Yeah, for sure. All right. What is your opinion on players using mouse keys for skilling? This could either be auto hotkey or chemo for us Mac users, or just the Windows mouse keys that come with the computer.
No,
Me
go ahead.
personally, what was that, sorry? I use Chemo. It's a pretty good program. It's basically the auto hotkey equivalent for Macs. It does allow multiple actions for one keystroke. I have tested that, So you've got to be careful with the one input to one output rule. But I think it's fine for players to use mouse keys. I think it helps a lot, especially when you're doing click-intensive skills or things that are repetitive, like superheating, for example. And I don't know, I've used them for as long as I can remember playing RuneScape, so I'm totally okay with it.
Yeah, I'm okay with it also, as long as you stick to the 1-to-1 ratio. And a lot of people that I talk to don't actually know what that is. And that's like, let's say you assign a right click to your Q on your keyboard. If you hit the Q and it does only the right click, then that would be 1-to-1. But if you hit the Q and it does a right click and a drop down, then that would be 1-to-2, and that's a bannable offense.
Right.
And people think that if you're clicking in the same spot, you'll be detected for a bot, which is false. And people who have been getting banned from Mousekeys is because it's not in the 1-to-1 rule.
So it's considered as
But
macroing,
like
right?
on the RS,
Exactly, yeah. It's considered
on the
macro.
terms of use, does
And-
it actually say 1-to-1?
No, it was on like Reddit and all over Twitter.
There are
There's a
so many
JMod
like
who found it.
conflicting statements from Jagex members about mouse keys. Like I think Mod Balance has said, and we have you guys sent me that video the other day about auto hotkey, but I think Mod Balance has said that you can't use mouse keys at one point, and then somebody else said, yeah, you can use mouse keys, but only Windows mouse keys, and then someone said they're all fine. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
the
just-
reason why I was playing 07 heavily at this time, and this was a huge deal, and the reason why at least the 07 JMods won't say that mouse keys are allowed is because a program like AHK, it's just how far you can take it, so they're not going to straight out say that this is allowed because of how crazy the scripts can get.
Right.
So that's the reason why they're not giving a definitive answer.
Yeah. Also, I think the reason they don't make it bannable is because the main point of mouse keys is for people who like have disabilities, people who can't use a mouse.
I always forget that.
Yeah, me too. I feel like an ass.
So they don't want to be, I don't know, racist. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like
They have
racist.
disability.
Discriminative against people with
Racist.
disabilities. Exactly racist. Black people can't use mice. Confirmed.
Yes.
Sorry, yeah.
Yes.
I agree.
It's not even that much really needed for RS3 anyways, because we have action bar. Basically just for like bank standing skills. Is all we really use it for.
Right. Yeah, I hardly know any players, I mean, in RS3 that use them outside of, the people in this call, basically.
Yeah. True.
So, not that big of a deal in this game. So, we've recently got some more news on this upcoming question, and this is talking about how do you feel about the changes that are coming to free-to-play combat? And I think they've recently confirmed that they're going to make all offhand weapons up to tier 50 available to free-to-play. So, how do you feel about that?
How do I feel about it? It doesn't pertain to me, so I don't really care. Well, I don't want to say I don't care, because I do care, because it has to do with free-to-play. I just don't mind whatever happens.
Right, because
I'm
you're a
sure-
skiller.
Yeah, so I'm sure Percy or someone else will know that if it's actually going to be beneficial. And if it's not, then that sucks. But at least they're including free-to-play. That's what I like, that they're actually looking at free-to-play and including us.
I have mixed feelings because yes, it does bring content to free to play, but like they're gonna put out a free to play update, but they're not gonna update the trade limit. Like what? Like if you're gonna do any updates to free to play, please update that first.
I don't really have much of an opinion about that. I don't really do much combat, but I don't know if it'll increase the rates. If it does, then that'd be cool. But at least they have some, like, at least they care about free-to-play a bit, you know?
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, I'm actually a pretty big combat noob. I don't really understand how the system works exactly as far as it goes, like weapon damage and how does accuracy affect that stuff. So all of that, I don't really know that much about it. But pretty sure that dual wielding is going to increase experience per hour, which is going to be good. And it could also change smithing around a little bit, because now we're going to be able to... Or wait, can we? Can we smith offhand weapons?
I'm pretty sure.
Let me see right now. I think shielders. Yeah, we can.
Okay.
Oh no, we can't. It says members only, but apparently we will.
All right. Well, I mean, that could make some changes, but otherwise, I don't think it's really that big of a deal. Like you guys said, I think it's just nice that they're focusing an update on free-to-play. That's good to see.
Yep. All right, next.
All right, so in addition to this, still talking about free-to-play updates, they've recently, I think, also confirmed in this video, I haven't watched it, but I've seen people talking about it, that the King Black Dragon and the Giant Mole are going to become free-to-play bosses. How do you feel about this, and what effect do you think it's going to have on new players joining the game?
I think it's pretty cool, again, that they're actually looking to free-to-play with these updates they're doing.
Right.
So, also, I was going to, like, you know how people can, or skillers can get the Skull Scepter? I was thinking it would be an awesome idea to get the KBD pet as a level 3
Yeah.
That
skiller.
would be so cool.
I probably shouldn't have said that. Fuck! But, yeah, that's what I instantly thought about getting when I heard that was...
That's exactly. I mean, free-to-play is so lacking in, like, elite content or high-level content like that.
Yeah, I agree. I think it would be cool. Just something, again, they're at least including us.
Yeah, pretty much new content. I feel like every world would be packed. That's just my
Right.
opinion. Also, I feel like there's gonna be more players, more free-to-play players, or new players in general because of this update.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. Like, bossing PVM stuff is such a big part of the pay-to-play game. Like, I mean, I don't know, in the past year it seems like it's really blown up with all these, Araxor, Virago, raids bosses, etc., etc., etc. So I think having some bossing content in the free-to-play game is really smart move on Jagex's part, so that players can at least experience it before they decide to go members and etc. like
Ruin
that.
it.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm really psyched. I want to get a boss pet.
Yes.
I think that's going to be really, really cool. But it could also influence money making. I mean, like you said, Desper, it's going to be like so packed at the beginning just because there's so many free-to-play players.
Yep.
But once it calms down a bit, it could provide a good money-making method, but also a good prayer method.
Wait, that also just made me think about, what about visages? Does that mean that'll become free-to-play? And if so, then smithing would be changed.
Oh boy. What if we're making the wrong decision?
Yeah, I know.
Visages come in, it's like 1 mil an hour for profit.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to have to really think about the consequences of adding these bosses and working around the drop tables and stuff like that.
Yep.
Anyways, Derek has left. Thanks for joining the podcast. Just going to be us three from now on. So yeah, moving on. How do you focus on different accounts if you play different accounts? And watch movies at the same time, or whatever you do while you're playing RuneScape and still being efficient?
Like, I remember doing wilderness mining and watching a lot of shows during that
Game
time.
of Thrones.
Yeah. I don't know how to explain it. Like, you just like do it. Like, you just skill and watch. Like, it's just basic multitasking. I don't know how to explain it. Once like you're in the feel or whatever, you're in the mode, you just get your basic XP gains and you're entertained, and you could just go on and on forever.
Yeah, I'd agree. I don't know. I'm pretty used to playing two accounts and watching a show at the same time. It's automatic after a while. And obviously it doesn't work out too well if you're doing a super click-intensive method like bond lining or something. but otherwise it's just natural.
Yeah, for me, I was actually thinking about this earlier because I was playing on 4 accounts.
Oh
Yeah,
my gosh.
I'm way bigger nerd than Desper and Percy when it comes to multi-logging. I was alching playing my '07 Iron Man, my '07 main, and then of course skilling on my main skiller, or smithing, sorry. But I was thinking about it and how I could explain it because I knew we were doing this today, and you have to think in your head like, what, if you're playing accounts, not really watching shows because I don't really do that, but if you're playing multiple accounts, you have to prioritize your accounts. And so of course I want to prioritize my main because I want to be at least 95% efficient on my main. And so let's say like this was happening on my '07 Iron Man, like I was hunting chins. So let's say a chin goes in the trap, but then my inventory, like I just finished making an inventory of Rune 2H's on my main skiller. Of course I would prioritize banking, getting a new inventory, smithing again, then getting the chin on an alt.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
So it's just, you just have to think it all out. And when you're watching shows, I guess, you just have to do something that feels automatic. Another example would be I was big into rune crafting and smithing at the same time. I think Desper has a video of this, but I would just get everything down to timing, and then my banks would have to be perfect on my rune crafter, and then my banks would have to be perfect on my smither. And you just have to prioritize everything, or at least try and time it out.
Weren't you like so automatic that you were placing forges without realizing
Yes.
that you were placing forges?
That's what I wanted to say. Yeah. So, yeah, another example. I was rune crafting and smithing, and I was like, "What asshole is placing forges? Like, who is doing this?" Because they weren't going up instantly, and I was like, "Oh my god, I think it's been me." Because I caught myself, like I was just banking. I did a quick bank, and I was running back, and then, like right now, I kind of just did the same thing as I would normally do in game, but of course no one can see that.
Oh,
But
that's quick.
yeah, so I just did that when I was banking, and it just happened, and then I caught myself, and I was like, what the hell? So you just have to get into a rhythm. It's all about rhythm, I think, and prioritizing what you want to do.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Do you do any daily activities in game? If so, what are they, and why do you do them?
Right now I don't, just because I am rushing to, well, I set a goal for myself, smithing weekly goal, so I've been trying to do that, but I have been wanting to do that after I'm done with smithing, because I'm pretty sure, I can't really confirm if these people do it, but I do stalk a lot of free-to-players on their daily games and stuff, and like someone like Syzygy, he would cook in his mornings, like when he just woke up. He would just do some cooking and then go to, what skill was he doing at that time? I think it was DG. He would do GG. I may have made that up. I'm not too sure, but you can see like Meneers or whatever the hell his name is. You can see his gains. Sometimes he has a little bit of runecrafting XP.
Right.
And in my head, they're doing it in the mornings, and that's something I would like to do as well. Yeah.
Wait, what question is this?
Oh,
18. Daily activities, no, because, like, my game, like, when I play, like, I focus on just one skill. But, like, daily activities, like, divination rocks, or, like, any runs to the shops. Like, I sometimes do feather runs because they did, like, rise in price recently.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, mostly I just stick to a certain skill. I don't hop a lot.
Yeah, I'm the same. I don't really have a daily schedule. I mean, I've just been focusing on Smith for a while. But I do like doing daily div rocks. That's, I don't know, sort of fun, and it's probably efficient mining XP. It's hard to tell sometimes. And I do my weekly Agaroth for mining bonus experience.
It's not fair.
Not really a daily, but I do that. Yeah, otherwise, I mean, having a schedule, I don't know. I'm not really a fan of it. It seems like it would be sort of tough to do.
I think for us, I don't think we should after we're done smithing, because we're all sad smithers right now. We all enjoy it. But I think after this, when we finally kick smithing and all get 200 mil or whatever, I think it's more important to skill hop a little bit because, like, you do not want a woodcut for, 11 months straight.
Yeah.
I think you would want to rip your hair out and then eventually you'd get burnt from just looking at willow logs all day in
Right.
Remington. So I think it's important to skill hop.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So sort of going along with that, what do you think is more important as a player or in other players, long-term consistency or gaining large amounts of experience in short bursts? Two examples we have for this is Syzygy for long-term consistency because he's been playing for a really long time but isn't necessarily a quick XP gainer, and Fluminator, who just recently came back and has been getting like 700k a day fishing. For me, I'd say you really need a good balance of both. I think you need to be able to set a good goal for yourself every day and say, I'm going to try to get this much done, but it's not too little so that you feel like you're not getting anything done, and it's not too much so that you get burnt out. So I think I'd say Minir is a good example of this. I mean, obviously he's getting like 3 mil days and stuff, which is crazy, but he's also been really, really consistent. That's impressive.
True. I think long-term consistently is more important. I'm trying to think about what I was going to say. I completely forgot. But someone like Sizz, he did, lobsters, swordfish, and tuna for his 200 mil fishing. And then he did a lot of use for his 200 mil wood cutting back in the day. And I think that's just amazing. Just because how you can stick to a skill that long and see the experience rates. And something for me personally, I always look at the end, and that makes me stress out. And I'm not really taking it day by day. And I think daily goals as well as weekly goals are very important too, just to be consistent and to not burn out.
Right.
For me, I think both are good, long-term and short-term consistency. Cause long-term consistently, you could still be playing and you could get as much as a person who plays efficiently, but you don't burn out. But yeah, I don't really know. Both are good.
Yeah, it's hard. It's a hard question. I like that question.
Yeah, I think it's all a matter of who you are and what your play style is.
And what your IRL situation
and
is like.
what your
Yeah,
goals
that's
are
true.
in game.
Right.
Exactly.
All right, now we got to talk about EHP. What are your opinions on the free-to-play EHP rates using the best XP per hour methods for crafting, cooking, fire making, and prayer, basically all the Buyables, and the implicit assumption that you should make money with alts?
Oh,
That's fair.
I think that using the most efficient ways, in GP skills is what you should be doing because it takes more skill getting the money and training it than doing some slow ass skill. I don't know any slow ass skills. But I think using an alt or doing something like flipping or merching is something that you should be doing for those skills, and you shouldn't be doing a slow method even if it's more beneficial for your account.
Yep. For me personally, if anyone doesn't know, the EHP rate for crafting is cutting diamonds, and the EHP rate for cooking is making wines. I think the cooking one is completely fine because wines are maybe 9 GP and XP, but diamonds I go back and forth because the buy limit is 500, I think, uncut 500, and then the GP per XP is only maybe 15 last time I checked, and rubies are I'm forgetting right now, but they're not that far off. And I don't know. It's just diamonds require a lot more upfront money because they're 3 point something K each.
Yeah, diamonds
And
are
then,
18 right now, and rubies are 16.7.
yeah, so they're pretty close in GP per XP, but the thing that's different is the diamonds require a lot more money to
Yeah.
initially get
Capital.
the XP. But it's just also another question that just depends on your goals. And if you're going for 200 mil alt, then I think that you should 100% be playing alts to make money.
Yeah, I'd agree. I mean, personally, I'm probably not going to be cutting diamonds for crafting just because I don't make enough money on alts to afford that. And I mean, same with cooking. I'm probably not going to do 200 mil all with wines for the same reason. But I think that if you're going to go for 3.2 bill, I think it's perfectly, reasonable to suggest that you're going to have to be using alts or flipping or merching or whatever to make your money for those buyables. So I think the EHP rates are okay right now.
I agree.
All right, we're going to wrap it up on this question, and that is, what do you enjoy about being in a clan like EHP?
I think just everyone has the same mindset, and everyone is competing with each other. Well, I don't know if everyone is, but I know that Desper, Percy, and I are definitely competing with each other. I like it a lot because it gives me a reason to talk some shit to each other and just make each other more motivated. Like, especially with Percy, he's actually terrifying me because, honestly, he's gotten 50 mil smithing so quickly, and I'm only at 105 mil. And I think I may have been a reason why I started smithing just because I talked him into the rework and everything. Yeah, so I like it a lot, and then you can see everyone's daily XP gains and see if you'll be able to pass someone in something or if they, I don't know, just a lot of good motivation and good vibes. Yeah.
Yeah. I'd have to agree. I think a nice summary of it would be, in the words of our great leader, Munir Nab, big thank you to all my friends. Without you, this game would be boring AF. And I think that's a
Where
pretty
did
good
you get
summary.
that from?
That's from his 2.5 bill total XP video.
God.
And I think that's pretty important. Like, playing a game like this, without people to talk to or discuss things, is pretty boring. And especially it's nice if you have a clan or a friend group like we do here in EHP that have the same mindset and, are interested in gaining experience and talking about the most efficient methods and stuff like that. It's nice.
Being in any clan or like in a certain community, like the free-to-play community, where like everyone like pretty much knows each other.
Right.
It's like so important to like interact with each other and talk, because like without anyone else, you would probably burn out, or I don't know.
Yeah, you have to remember at the
Yeah.
end of the day it is a game, and you are supposed to play it for enjoyment,
Right.
no matter what you do.
And experience.
Yeah. Lasagna and XP. Yes.
But yeah, what you said, Desper, is pretty important. I mean, we're lucky in this free-to-play community, like, we know everyone, practically. And
Yes.
that's important. And you see someone in game, you know them, who they are, what they've done, and stuff like that.
I like that a lot.
In pay-to-play, you're not going to get that at all. Well,
Yeah, it's so spread out. There's so many different clans and...
Right.
What do you guys think about slow skills or buyables versus non-buyables? What do you think is more respectable to get a 200 mil or high XP in?
Personally, I think I have no answer, but like the time it takes to get that money, it takes a while. So like I have no like answer.
I think some non-buyables are really cool. Like, if you've got high fishing experience or mining experience, that's really impressive. But also, like, high prayer is really, like, it costs so much. Like, we're looking at 17 GP per XP for EHP rates. And, like, to get high prayer experience is you know, like Jesper said, you're going to take a lot of time to make the money and actually train the skill.
Yeah, I think that just came to my mind because Verk logged out, but because someone like Verk, he has a lot of money, he spent a lot of money, and if you look at his skills, I think RC is very low, WC is very low, and basically all the non-Bibles, and his goal is to get the Bibles done with, but what I've always thought is that, let's say he's doing crafting right now, and then he's going to go to fire making and then to fishing. So what happens when you go to a skill that's, what's crafting? Help me out here. What's the XP per hour?
630?
600k. Yeah, let's say 550. 550k an hour. Then you go to fire making, AFK bonfires. What's that? 300?
Yeah,
I
something
don't even
like
know. 300 something. So you go from 550 to 300 to 100k an hour. And let's say he does get 200 mil fishing. What happens when he goes to skills that, like RC, that's 75k an hour, or woodcutting that's around the same?
that. Right.
So I'm interested to watch his gains after he finishes the 3 skills that I just mentioned, because I don't know what
Yeah,
he's going to do.
He's a
Gains
big
wise.
motivator.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what he does. If he stays as consistent as he is now, or if he starts to get burnt. And yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. I mean, 2016, I think we're going to see, you know, Sarah come up with maybe 8 or 9 or even 10 200 mil skills, and Munir, who knows, he could finish practically everything but mining.
Mhm.
It all depends on the rework.
Right.
Yeah, he's been going hard. I really do want to see him mine though.
Yeah, it's
That'd
gonna
be
be
awesome.
it's gonna be interesting. Yeah, he did what? He did all of the 72 hours of double experience weekend mining, I think.
Yeah, but he also did a 70 or like a 50 something hour of crafting diamonds on
Yeah.
a double XP weekend before that.
That's crazy.
So clearly he's about it.
Yeah, he's
And
serious. I think he's not gonna stop before he gets to 2.2.
no, I don't think so either, and I'm excited to see that. And especially Sarah, now that she's back. Just a lot of people. I like watching what people are doing.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
It's gonna be interesting.
Yes, it is.
All right. Thanks for watching the first EHP podcast. We'll be back with another one eventually, soon, trademark.
Soon, we hope. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments, or you can join the clan chat as a guest, or you can even join. You can tell the Rex will be in the description, hopefully.
Yep.
You can join the CC is just EHP, no spaces, nothing special, just 3 letters.
And if
And
you'd
you can
like
talk to
to,
us about rates and whatnot.
sorry, if you'd like to get on the podcast or the next one, we'd be happy to have you if you're a pretty knowledgeable free-to-play player. Just let us know. Send us a message in game or something like that, and we'd love to have you on. All right.
Yep.
Thanks for watching.